All right, this is going to be a trade review for March 14th, 2023. Um, yeah, just gonna do it just like yesterday. Gonna be focusing on my trades first, and then gonna go over the tickers that are on my list and see if there's anything that I missed or anything that I thought was worthy of taking as a trade. But yeah, and like I said in the previous video, just to preface, I am a higher time frame trader that trades flags and pivots on the 15, the 1 hour, and 4 hour. And these are basically continuation patterns that I like to trade. That I like to basically trade. So for today, my first trade was on Nvidia, and this was a 15-minute break to the upside um, at the 239.16 level. So you can see I have it drawn right here, and you can see that it covers the criteria that I have for a flag um, to the upside, which is one color of direction, no obstacles, as in no supply in the way. It's not very wiki. Um, I guess this initial part's I guess kind of wiki, but um, I think it was still okay to take, and that there was clean candle respect in that there's rejection here, and the next candle forms inside the previous candle, respecting the level, and then we get a push up. So those were my criteria, and I thought it fitted, so I took the trade. Just going over the trade, I entered NVIDIA calls right at 10:20 at the break of the level, and managed to get a decent move out of it, and got some nice scales. Pretty much like essentially like almost a 2 point move on it. So that was a pretty good trade. Execution was not like super sloppy, but definitely could be improved. But my main focus right now is keeping myself in the correct ideas, um, and making sure that each idea I have or each thesis I have covers the criteria I have, which is the one color direction, no obstacles, clean candle, respect of the levels, and then it not being super wiki essentially. So yeah, that was my first trade. And I was looking at AMD because it had quite a bit of movement, but we'll go into that after. But I came back to Nvidia because I saw that it was making a pivot essentially with the rejection and the push down and the push back up. You can see here. So this was something that interested me, and I took it again here at the break of 241.10, and this is my second trade of the day. And I entered Nvidia calls again at 11:15. Got a little bit of a push. This trade actually ended up pushing down before popping back up. I actually got stopped out. And I wanted to keep my stops pretty close. Unfortunately, the trade still like ended up giving a bit more, but I did get a decent amount of green scales as it popped up, so it was still a green trade overall. So can't really be mad about that. But of course, I wish this small little knife didn't happen. It's not really a knife, but it kind of just pushed below the level and basically got stopped out there. But overall, not bad on these two trades. Um, Definitely can work on the execution, but I think the ideas were good, and they definitely did pan out. So that covers those two trades in the trade review for the day. In terms of what happened in the market, just go down the list. We have Meta first. I did look at this after the fact on Meta. This is a 1 hour, and it definitely did work out in terms of it gave like pretty much almost a 2 point move on it. It's not bad at all, but I think this is um, during the time that I was managing my second Nvidia trade, so I just wasn't able to catch it. And I think more than likely I would have gone stopped out on it. I might have gone like I definitely would have gone some green scales on it, but I wouldn't have gone all like this entire move because it did close below down here, and I most likely would have been stopped out here. But nonetheless, it was definitely a good idea. I think on the 1 hour end, it definitely did technically work. But seeing as though the 15 closed below the level, I definitely would have most likely been stopped out. So, but not bad direction on Meta at all. Moving forward to Tesla. Tesla, I mean, it had direction. It just wasn't enough direction, and this is what I would consider a wiki, you know, where it's like, um, you zoom in on the 1 hour. You can tell that like this is like wiki in terms of like, if you consider this a flag, the flag break level is at 182, and this is all the way at 179, right? Like that's huge range. So this is something that I would consider wiki and like rangy. So I definitely saw this, but I was hesitant to take this break, knowing that like if this break does fail, it could come all the way down here, which it kind of did. You know, we didn't get like a clean break and a pop. Um, but that was my main concern with Tesla. So I wouldn't call it like a perfect setup that fits into my criteria. However, you know, the break did happen, and um, the move definitely was given. So yeah, not bad on that. And then moving on to Amazon. Nothing really here on the 15. It's pretty much kind of like choppy, you know, tangling with VWAP. No clear direction. Um, Nvidia we already talked about, 2 trades. AMD, this is the one I was watching a lot of the morning because of the crazy direction it had. Normally you don't see this kind of direction on AMD, where it's like pushing up 5 points. Could have been is there like earnings or anything? No. Yeah, a lot of direction here. I really wanted to get a pivot out of this, but and this is what I was looking at towards the end of my trading session, seeing if we can get a 3 bar or a 4 bar on the 1 hour, and it looked like it was trying to form, but unfortunately it just fell through. That's okay, you know, it happens with setup sometimes. Since there was no break, no entry, you know. But yeah, I'm glad that I was like watching it, because I know as a setup and as a pattern, this is the correct thing to be watching, you know. So yeah, we didn't really get anything out of it, but yeah, it's just good practice to watch it and see it form or not follow through. But yeah, good direction on AMD, just no follow through. QQQ. It's definitely a 15-minute here that could have been traded. Just not like super. I mean, I believe you could have traded this, but it's just hard knowing that there's not a lot of direction attached to it, and you know, Nvidia provided more direction, seeing as like the stars at 234, and you got, you know, this kind of move. Whereas like on QQQ, you definitely could have tried it, but this is pretty wiki here, like 296 all the way down to 295. And I feel that it's just not a lot of direction attached to it. However, it did technically work out, but I think there were other tickers that provided better value. But yeah, definitely could have taken this. I don't think it's horrible, but yeah. In terms of the 1 hour on it, nothing really. But yeah, that's QQQ. In terms of Google, same thing. Kind of like had this consolidation after a push up, but no follow through, similar to AMD. Not as clean, but yeah, no follow through on this either. But yeah, nothing really there, I think, in my opinion. Apple didn't looks like it didn't really move much. This is very wiki, honestly. And I guess this is like a 3 bar, but it just seems very wiki. Not a lot of direction attached to it. And a lot of times I like to just focus on the stuff that's on the top of my list when it comes to bullish setups, and the stuff that's on the bottom for the bearish setups. So you can see, you know, these are the tickers that you'd want to trade in terms of what's an over VWAP, what has like the highest percent change. And you can compare that where AMD and Nvidia were significantly higher in that compared to QQQ, or I guess even SPY in this case if you look at it. Yeah, SPY didn't really have like clean, like a flagpole per se attached to it. Just kind of just pushed up, but yeah, nothing really there, I don't think, in my opinion, to be honest. Just kind of like a range break here, I guess, if you can consider it. Then a pop up. And in terms of IWM, yeah, nothing really. Just kind of tangling with VWAP until it came down here. But yeah, Yeah, not a bad day in the market. I think you just have to specifically focus on certain things. If you are a continuation, um, like a continuation type trader in terms of flags and pivot breaks, I think Nvidia offered some nice opportunity. Definitely could have taken Tesla as well. A bit more risky on it, I think, in terms of what I like to see in a play, but definitely possible. But yeah, I think that covers it for today. Not a bad day at all. Definitely will take 2 green trades. And yeah, I'll definitely go again tomorrow. Let me know if you guys have any more questions on, like I said, my strategy or what I look for. But yeah, that'll conclude today's trade review and market overview. Catch you guys tomorrow. See ya.